Good morning, and welcome to the Live at the Waterhole show this morning, Sunday, the 3rd of September. You have Steph Winterboer with you for the next couple of hours, and we're immediately joined by a large bull elephant at the Okakweya Waterhole in Etosha National Park. Weather there looks fantastic. The weather where I'm sitting here in Hoedspruit, just on the borders of the Kruger National Park, on the opposite end of the continent, is about the same. A little bit more cloud where I'm standing now, but probably about the same temperature. Isn't this guy just magnificent? Large, full-grown bull elephant. And I'm making that assessment just based on his just overall body. You can see how big and healthy he looks, thick in his trunk, his skull. Even his ears look relatively small compared to his body. He's in great shape, this guy. So what this bull elephant is doing is, it looks like he's just made his way to the inlet of this particular pan, and where the freshest water will be. And let's see how long he takes to slake his thirst. Big bull elephant like us will drink about 200 liters of water a day. So what's that about? Divided by 5 to get the gallons. Let's do that for you quickly. Let's see, my brother. So 52 gallons is 200 liters, and they will drink most of that in a single sitting. And so I'm expecting that this bull elephant will probably spend some time around here. I don't know how long he's been around the dam this morning. This is Africam's albino cam. This is in Kenya. And what it looks like we have here is also 3 bull elephants. One with a very characteristically deformed tusk. You can see his tusk is downturned, and he's more like a fang than it is a tusk. And with that cut in his ear, I actually think that we've seen this elephant before. And just look at what they're doing. They're having a bath. This is the second time we've seen the elephant have a bath, actually, at albino, at least me. You may have seen it with other naturalists. And you'll notice how particular they are at wetting themselves behind the ears. Just to cool them down, they wet their flanks, sucking in the water. And it's because it's fairly hot there today. That elephant on the right has got a magnificent pair of tusks. Very thick at the base, evenly shaped, nice, symmetrical curve. Whereas this guy with his funky tusk on the left-hand side, it's pretty weird. I'm sure that he's learned how to use it to great effect, probably. But it definitely isn't typical. Oh, amazing. What a special treat. We've got some elephants swimming. They love water. This is a breeding herd. So some females and their babies. And then just look at that. They just seem to take so much joy from swimming. Look at those youngsters having the best game ever. Completely submerged. Elephant can actually swim, and they've been known to be in quite deep water, swimming from place to place in Okavango Delta and in the Chobe River. You see them swimming all the time. It's not that common in this particular part of Africa. There's not a lot of deep water. And so to see it at Djuma and to see it at, in the Greater Kruger is actually quite a rare thing. So now we've come west a couple of 100 kilometers, and we've got a common giraffe, not the same as the Maasai giraffe that we were having a look at just a little while ago up at Old Donyo. We're in the Greater Kruger National Park now. This is another bull giraffe. Great markings. He's got such clear patterns. This area has seen 2 years of really, really decent rain. In fact, in February of this year, this area where we are now around Kingston was inaccessible. You couldn't get into it. And many people were not stranded, but for a couple of days couldn't move out of where they were. The roads were washed away. So the bush has been really good. And I think what we're seeing is just the lack of those skin lesions is as a direct sort of evidence to these animals being relatively healthy. You can see how good the bush is looking at in the background there. This is about 60 kilometers or so north of where we were, also in the Greater Kruger National Park and Olifants West Game Reserve. And this is Cat Eye Pan. And what we have become to be fairly common with is this terrapin that crawls out onto this beach and suns himself around this time of the day. This is the third or fourth time that we're seeing him. I'm assuming it's the same one. It's the same size, same habit of climbing out. And then, of course, what is remaining a mystery for me is how it gets its particular mud coating. This is the second time that I've noticed this fresh mud coating on his shell, which goes over the top of his shell, but doesn't extend all the way across. So it's not like he's crawled through mud. And I don't quite know why he gets this particular pattern. I'm assuming that mud was deposited there through the night or early morning, just judging from how shiny it is. And it looks smeared, so it looks like, the top of the shell, the mud on the top of the shell looks like it's been smeared slightly, so like he's crawled through some vegetation. But I'm at a loss to decide exactly where he's getting this particular mud from, why it's not coated evenly across his shell or just on the top or just on the front, which is bizarre. Goodness me, what have we got here? We've got a bird of prey that's called a snake. Okay, let's see. Gosh, what a sighting. This is really rare. I'm trying to see what bird of prey. Obviously, the feet are not feathered. And with a brown color, I'm assuming that it's a snake eagle. Don't know what snake he's caught. That snake is definitely freshly caught. You can still see the nerves in the tail